Yo guys, welcome back to Stock Talk Insider. Today I want to make something clear about DeepSeek. That's why I made a pretty good script that I will be reading for you guys. It's about 10 minutes I think, and after that I have to show you guys one other thing, and I have 3 points I also want to say why this is probably not that big of a deal, and you will also get it to know more in what I mean when you have heard what I will say following the script that I made. These are all exactly right numbers and news facts that I will be saying, and if you like the video at the end of the video, because you like the video of course, then that will be great, and maybe I can get a subscriber for you, and that will be nice. But for now, let's listen to the script that I made up. And so in recent times there has been a lot of talk about China's DeepSeek AI, claiming to have developed an advanced large language model LLM for just $6 million. While this might sound impressive, it's important to take a step back and examine what's really going on. First, let's be clear, China is no stranger to inflating its technological accomplishments. This latest development could very well be another look at us moment. Sure, it's possible they built a model on a smaller budget that we see in the US tech giants, but that doesn't mean this is groundbreaking news. Large language models like DeepSeek are not the end all be all of AI. While having a top tier LLM might make waves in certain industries, it doesn't automatically make you the leader in AI. Overall, big tech is looking beyond its LLMs, autonomous vehicles, robotics, AI-driven agents, the flashy complex stuff. If DeepSeek happens to have a strong LLM, that's great, but there's no way it was built for just $6 million, especially when you factor in global challenges like Nvidia export restrictions limiting access to high-performance GPUs. It's simply not an ideal environment for creating a world-class LLM on a shoestring budget. That said, DeepSeek itself is still worth paying attention to, particularly in the context of the stock market. DeepSeek AI model is specifically designed to process massive amounts of financial data and predict market trends faster than human analysts can. While it might not nuke the American stock market, it could certainly lead to some market fluctuations, perhaps offering a buy the dip opportunity for savvy investors. At the end of the day, however, I'm still betting on American technology. The US tech industry has the infrastructure, resources, and skill to stay ahead in the AI race, and that's where I am putting my money today, next week, next month, next year, and coming years. So that's actually my own perception of what I think about DeepSeek. Then I have another side of the script, and that's about what to expect from DeepSeek and its market impact. So now that we've discussed the power and claims surrounding DeepSeek, it's important to consider what this means for the broader market, especially the sectors closely tied to AI development. Like semiconductors and technology companies, the developments around DeepSeek could influence not only the competition in the AI space, but also the companies that provide the infrastructure for these technologies. Semiconductors and pressure on suppliers. One of the key players in the AI race are semiconductor companies like Nvidia, AMD, and Intel. DeepSeek, like other advanced AI models, requires significant computational power to run its algorithms. This means the demand for powerful GPUs and chips primarily supplied by companies like Nvidia is only going to increase. The situation surrounding DeepSeek could put more pressure on these suppliers, especially if China has developed an AI model like DeepSeek that could compete on global scale. However, we need to be realistic. Even with new developments like DeepSeek, the largest and most advanced chip makers in the US, Europe, and Asia will still dominate the market, particularly in supercomputing and AI specialization. Impact on AI-related companies. Companies that specialize in AI, cloud computing, machine learning, infrastructure, and big data analysis are likely to see the most benefits from the rise of the models like DeepSeek. This includes not just semiconductor manufacturers, but also major tech giants like Microsoft, Google, Amazon, and others that offer AI-driven products. If DeepSeek AI truly disrupts the market, the demand for cloud solutions and AI-powered tools will continue to grow. Companies providing AI algorithms and technology will likely be well positioned to benefit from this trend in the coming years, even if China itself may not achieve dominance in the LLM market. Long-term effects on US stocks. Looking at the long term, it's fair to say that the rise of new AI models like DeepSeek probably won't result in a dramatic shift in the stock prices of American tech companies. The US continues to be the global leader in AI innovation, partly due to the large tech companies and their substantial investment in research and development. Moreover, factors such as regulations, patents, and other structural elements ensure that American companies remain strong in the AI space. While DeepSeek may have some impact on the global market, it's unlikely to change the dominant position of American companies. The big question: can DeepSeek shake up the US market? Can DeepSeek shake up the US market? Even though DeepSeek is making impressive progress, the question remains whether it will cause a long-lasting disruption to US companies. Most forecasts suggest that it's unlikely to have a huge impact on the broader US market. Instead, we might see a gradual shift with companies closely tied to AI technologies like major semiconductor manufacturers and cloud computing giants benefiting from the global growth in AI applications. Essentially, this means that while DeepSeek might cause a dip, the long-term growth of American tech companies is likely to continue on its upward trajectory. Summary. What does this mean for investors? So, what we expect is that developments surrounding DeepSeek AI could have a notable short-term impact on stocks in the AI and semiconductors sectors, especially if more news comes out regarding the actual performance of the model companies that are actively involved in providing the technology infrastructure for AI will likely benefit from the growing demand for advanced I'm sorry, I really have a problem with explaining that word. Technologies. Long-term investors, however, can expect that the dominance of US companies in the tech and AI space will largely remain intact despite the new competition. While DeepSeek may be interesting, the foundational strength of the American tech industry and the entrenched influence of companies like Nvidia, Intel, and Google continue to drive innovation and growth in the global AI market. So that is and was and were my thoughts on DeepSeek, written down into my script. So, of course, Nvidia plummets 11% to lead global tech sell-off as China's DeepSeek raises questions about AI chip spending, because if it is actually true that they only put in $6 million to build that magnificent AI model, then the US companies would stand still for a bit and be laughed at because they are putting too much money in for it then. Like Microsoft bought 450,000 chips, and if only DeepSeek can do this with 50,000, then, well, they are spending too much and they are doing it at 1/20th of the price that OpenAI actually is doing it. So yeah, but still, an LLM is not the end goal of AI. You can have a good language model, but yeah, that's nice. Like said before in the script, it is nice to have a good language model, but there are already so much language models. It's a simple thing actually, the day of today. You can choose between so much, but if it comes down to the actual revolution of AI, this is not a revolution. This is indeed a big new thing, but a revolution is just steps ahead of this. And what I mean with that is, at this moment, it's already normal to have language models like OpenAI, DeepSeek, and all of that, if it comes from China or not. Also, one thing about it, DeepSeek isn't always right, and also it's not saying bad things about China, while it will answer on bad things about other countries. So that's also already a big thing why I don't really like the Chinese stuff that's come out. So yeah, it's a thing that has to ride out a bit for now. We have to look more deeper into it coming weeks, and it will be becoming more clear. But as I said before, this actually could be bullish for Nvidia, and well, yeah, it may be going down in the short term, but for now, I don't really think this will be a big thing. You can have a good language model, as said before, but the big things in which AI will develop and will be the most important are in the next three things that I will be talking about now. So, the three biggest points I have are where the most people were actually pretty bullish on for Tesla are the taxis, the robots, and well, all of the physical stuff, and the FSD and all of that which has to do with AI. So the physical stuff that has to do with AI, like the taxis and the robots. So that's a big thing. Why? Well, I have a little video from 6 years ago. This was in a Tesla factory from Marcus Brownlee, who made a video with Elon touring his Tesla factory. Keep in mind that Elon Musk and Tesla have said that they will be putting X amount robots into the Tesla factories in mid or end of 2025 to work as, well, workers in the factory, but it will be the robots. So they will be starting to test that. And of course, 6 years ago, they already had robots, but it were big robots, like arms to put cars up and down. And what I want to show you guys now is what I mean with what the robots will probably be doing and why this is the revolution. Because that were the rough things that those robots could do, and now they will be doing more detailed stuff, like where you really had physical workers needed for. So this is a thing.
Okay. Because you got a lot of weird things that you got to put together. Like, you know, like look at some of these, assemblies that like it's pretty hard for a robot to like connect this on.
That makes sense.
Like 6 years ago, talking about the robot, it's indeed pretty hard to do this, but there are already videos that robots are putting things together, and with, well, the growth of the trajectory that's going forward, it is very promising that this will be a thing in now and 3 years, especially when Tesla is already saying that they will put robots into their factory in this year to start testing and actually work in the factory. So the things that they are talking about right now are about things that are too detailed for robots to do, but the day of today, it isn't really that hard anymore, and he's actually talking in how a robot should work to be able to do this.
Yeah, it's, like, depending upon how it comes out of the box, it could be like in a little different position, but it's pretty easy for somebody like, it's like, I just need to move it like an inch, bolt it in.
It's probably really hard to write software to kind of know to adapt in all these different ways.
Yeah, it's like if you try to have the robot do this, you gotta have like a complicated vision system, and then like the vision system faults out. It's like it's not quite right.
That's the hard part. We have a robot in our studio that moves the camera around, and the hardest part is when it faults.
Yeah.
You need a person there to know what to do.
Exactly. So
hopefully that doesn't happen much.
Like for parts that are complicated and fiddly, like wiring harnesses are especially difficult. You see how like the wiring harness kind of needs to snake through the car.
Yeah.
It's literally like winding like a snake through the car.
Yeah.
You got to like poke it through holes and do various things. That's super difficult for a robot. See like how they like.
So of course, you have an extent of level where a robot from also the day of today would not be able to, but of course, a lot of things that have been said in this video, in this particular part of the video, will be able to be done with a robot. Of course, if you really have to stretch to get into this tiny hole to put in one or other cable, well, that is going to be a little bit hard, but it is something they are working towards to. And from the day back then, it wasn't really a thing that you could think about what the robots can do now, and especially that Tesla is promising us robots in their factories in this 2025 year. So that's the thing that I wanted to show you guys, that these are things that will be starting to be done by robots in 2025. They will start doing the detail stuff, and yeah, that's a big thing. Then we have had the physical stuff, and where well, AI will be a part of. We also have the operating system, like the software, so yeah, the AIP, the solutions that AI has to do to make well, no mistakes, and to give the people who work on AI also a better view on where it stands. And then we have Palantir, which is actually a monopoly in that part. So yeah, Palantir and their AIP and other companies that maybe will be joining them in the operating systems. That is also a second thing, which will be the leading thing in AI next to the physical stuff. And then we also, of course, have the infrastructures, because without it, it will not work, or we will not get AI in how we see it in the next coming decennia. And there, the companies like ASML, Nvidia, TSMC, and AMD are pretty much the leaders and pretty much the most important companies if you want to invest in infrastructure. And then we have Palantir for the operating system, and we have Tesla for the physical stuff, where you can literally touch AI actually. So yeah, that's the thing about what I think AI is actually headed to. And yeah, of course, a language model can be very nice, but it is not. It's really not the end game of where AI is headed to. So I want to thank you guys for watching to this video, and I really think this is just a bump, and I think it is pretty normal and healthy to have competitors in your game, because otherwise there would be no game. So thank you guys for watching this video, and see you in the next one.